Good morning and welcome to Practice with Pangur. If it's not morning when you're watching this video, I hope you had a wonderful morning and I hope you enjoyed the clips of Sophie, my cat, running around. I like to start my morning with a walk whenever I can, and today I'm inviting you along to chat and tell you a little bit about this series. I'm Beck, I'm a musician, and I teach violin, piano, and cello. I played in community and university orchestras for 10 years, but these days I play mostly for myself and my students. I get a lot of questions when I'm teaching, but the most common questions are about practicing. How often should I practice? How long? What should I practice? So I decided to do a series about practicing and connecting with your instrument outside a performance context. Practice with Pangur will be an 8-episode series released throughout 2023, and each episode will be about a different aspect of practicing. So grab whatever you need, and let's get started. One of the exciting things about music is the notes you don't expect to hear. In the hand exercises I'm about to play, there's a pattern that repeats over and over. Songs are musical patterns put together in different ways. We're going to practice listening for patterns in scales and in songs. So I'm doing Quadrille by Haydn, and there's two spots that I need to listen out for. One is in the left hand. It's the very last note. We have this really bouncy part. So as you can hear, it's that last note. I need to remember to play just a C, not the whole chord. So. For the right hand, there's a few things I need to listen out for, mostly in the second half of the song. The beginning melody goes like. So once you get the melody established, just repeats itself, nice and easy. The second half is a little bit different, and the third line sounds just a bit different than the fourth line. It goes. So, do you hear any similarities between the first two lines and the last line? I'll play the second half one more time for you, just to get a listen. So if you are listening really close and able to hear that, the last line is basically a repeat of the first two lines. So the thing I have to listen for is really that third line for this one. It's just a little bit different than the rest of it. And play just a little bit together. And you'll hear the rest of it at the end of the video. Right, so I'm also doing Beyer Lyrical Piece number 39. And for me, right hand's pretty easy. It goes like this. So not too much trouble. Where I have to pay attention is the left hand, because while the rhythm stays the same, we have a few different repeating notes within the same chords. See, just in the first line, we've got lots of different notes. So what I'm going to listen for is which notes are the same and which ones are different. So the first two measures, I'm going to pay attention to that kind of Alberti bass back and forth. And for the last two measures, a little bit easier, that last measure, I just remember that it's alternating between 3 and 1. So that's kind of how I would practice this one. I would also practice with chords so that you can really hear those left hand notes together. I do that for all three lines. All right, so I started memorizing Elgar 6 easy pieces a couple weeks ago, and this is 6 really short, small pieces for violin that have a lot of repeats so that it's a really kind of fleshed out full piece. So the big thing with this one that I had to work on was remembering when some of the repeats are and which some of the repeated phrases were. So in this second one in B, there's a little spot where you have a little repeated figure, and one towards the end we have an F sharp instead of an F natural. So it sounds like this. So last couple lines, we have a couple accidentals, so I had to really listen to B a few times to make sure that I got those accidentals and remembered where they were. All right, so another spot in the Elgar is in D, the fourth song. We have beginning the repeated section where we repeat it twice, and then we have another longer repeated section for the second half. So this one, again, I have to listen and make sure that I'm doing the right repeats at the right time. First section sounds like this. So nice little opening phrase, and the tricky section for me was this second repeat. And then it repeats basically the first line. So when you're practicing, even if it's a little bit longer and maybe the notes are a little bit easier, sometimes what you have to listen for is the form. I've crocheted for almost as long as I've played music, and I think they have a lot in common. In crochet, you usually work one stitch at a time in small groups. Those small groups form a larger pattern, the same way small patterns in music form larger songs. And we're at the end of the video, and Sophie's going to be joining us for this last little bit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I hope you maybe learned something, and we'll think about coming back for the next video. She likes to hang out on this desk that you can see here, and takes her one little paw and likes to dig at whatever I'm crocheting, which is pretty cute. So in our last few minutes, I thought I would tell you a little bit about Pangur. Pangur Music and Arts is a music studio that offers violin, not viola, sorry, don't do viola right now. I love viola though. No viola jokes here, don't allow those. But I teach violin, cello, and piano lessons. I teach in person and online. And there's Sophie goes again. Cute little kitty. Some of you might be wondering how Pangur got the name. So Pangur is a poem written by an Irish monk, I think 13th, 14th century. That was then lots of different versions of it exist, written by different people. And a famous version by, I believe, W.H. Auden was set to music by Samuel Barber. And it's an adorable little piano and vocal piece. The piano part kind of sounds like a cat is walking on the keyboard. It's quite cute. And has long been one of my favorite piano pieces. So that is why the name. And Sophie kind of looks like the cat. That as Pangur is set about. It's a big white cat. Pangur means full white cat, so it's a big white cat. She's not very big, but she's got plenty of fluffy white fur. And she's just going to hang out with us while I finish up this row of crochet. I will leave you all at that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have contact and social media info at the very end, so stick around for that if you want to. And I will see you next time. And happy practicing.